was quick. Damn, I didn't realize. All right. Oh, okay, that's not working. Okay, well, let me do this. All right. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you viewers. What up? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to Pause with Tim Black, the podcast, video podcast. We do this every Monday and Wednesday. Welcome back. Glad to have you. So glad you tuned in. I want to say what's up to my people on YouTube, my people on Facebook, and my people on LinkedIn. And a couple of stragglers on Twitch. What up? Let's see what we got here, Johnson. We got a couple people in the house. There we go. Thing is not working. Yeah, I didn't update this thing, so it's going to be what it's going to be. But can you guys hear me, Johnson? Yeah, copy the link and share. What's up, Susan? What's up, Nade? Earth Angel, what's up? Welcome back. Haven't said that name in a while. Tim Black Wolfpack in the house. Yes. That's okay. Yeah, all right. Tim Black Wolfpack in the house. And, wow, guys, it's hard doing. It's hard finding news. It's not all about the conflict or the war, whatever they're calling it. The engagement taking place. The Russia invasion of Ukraine. The battle. I want to just call it a war, and people telling me that's not the way you want to phrase this, Tim. You want to call it an engagement, an invasion. We want to call it... It looks like a war to me. You got casualties on both sides. People getting shot, man. War is hell. All right, so, but I have found a couple of things to kind of get things started with. And I want to first make sure everybody's good. You guys okay? What's up, Brian? How you doing? What's up, Sable? Thank you, Sable, for having my back in the Twitter streets. I appreciate you. You know, Sable, there are people... I realized something. Some people don't realize we got a lot of issues on many fronts that we're fighting. They don't realize the class element of this shit. They say they get it, but black people, we need to recognize the class element that's also at play. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's very obvious, becoming very, very obvious. I saw when I started having problems with certain individuals on the left, I saw that all the people that were a certain class all of a sudden didn't understand where the poor black guy like Tim Black was coming from. Because when we start saying we're fighting for, let's just admit it, guys, certain people who are doing well, who are doing exceedingly well, like the 1%ers, people like that, don't have a lot of skin in the game when it comes to poor people problems. Half of them blame you for your own problems. Do you realize that? Half of those rich bastards blame us for our own problems. I'm going to say us, because my dad was a construction worker. He didn't own a construction company. He wasn't an architect. He actually was a person who worked on construction sites. He actually worked there. That's what my upbringing is. And I was in IT. I wasn't a founder of a tech company. I wasn't number 2 at Google. You know, I was an IT repair type guy who slowly moved to certain positions. Help desk, shit like that. Moved up a little, but... So I'm a working class guy who also worked for the phone company. Working class. That's the lens that I come from, Johnson. And there are people who support the upper echelon type folks who really don't kick it with poor people. But they think because they're brown or they're black or they're gay or whatever they are, plus that they all of a sudden totally relate to your struggles. Some of them have never had your struggle. Not everybody did. Well, we're moving on up to East Side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Not all of them struggled. Not all of them were rappers, okay? Some of them had parents who had PhDs and made a lot of money. And they went to very good schools around a bunch of people that don't have our background either. So they haven't even really been exposed to our situations. And they've all been bombarded, like everyone in America's been bombarded with the thoughts of not just white supremacy, but also classism. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. What's wrong with you? You can't tell me just because, and look, and don't even get me going down the road or some of the positions or jobs or ideologies of people before they started becoming so woke and progressive. Yeah, you can't tell me someone who, wasn't that the knock on Hillary? She sat on the Walmart board. And she talked about how she understood poor people. Well, Walmart's chief goal was to pay employees as little as humanly possible and still keep them around. That was part of the knock on Hillary. These same people, when they're dealing with shit in the world in which they're involved in, they aloof to it. Yeah, it's easy to point at Debbie Wasserman Schultz and to point at Hillary and see elitism. But they don't see it when it's right under their nose, in their own circles, in their own orbits, in their own online type situations. So I find it remarkable, Johnson. We've got to remind them of this. Yeah, I see. I'm a working people's champion, man. That's what I'm always going to be. I'm always going to fight for working people. That's my background. I don't have to be reminded of it. I'm there now. I'm below middle class now, this moment, because I do this work. So you mean to tell me you think somebody who's a millionaire, who don't have problems like keeping the heat on, who don't have problems like a car with bad brakes that they can't afford to fix, you think all of a sudden they relate to you in some way that we can't relate? What is going on, man? So, Sable, I know that's more than what you've asked. You didn't ask me all that. In fact, you didn't ask anything. It's just when I saw you on the online here, I just realized you had my back out there in those streets. And I'm not saying people mean what they mean bad. It's just that it's something in us, man. It's something about us that makes us want to gravitate to people who have done well. People who have done well, who are successful. Because we envy people with money. We envy people that are doing well. We respect them. Whether consciously or subconsciously, we respect them more than other people. Because somewhere in Americana, in the psyche of America, man, the culture of America, that means that you're a better person. Just because of whose uterus you slid out of. Just because you were born in this particular social-economic level. Because you were born with some money. Or what have you. It's the way America's built, man. So, I know that's crazy, like that's heavy shit. That's heavy to consider all of that. But when people are talking about politics, or when they're talking about rights or justice, you gotta start factoring in money, man. You gotta start looking at money and looking at where people are coming from and how that drives their politics. Because for some people, this ain't nothing but a game to them. They don't live this, man. They don't live this. They don't live the struggle. They haven't lived the struggle. If they haven't lived the struggle, how are they going to fight for you, Johnson? How are they going to fight for you? Why would they fight for you? How would they understand you if they've never been you? One of my theme songs, Johnson, is They Don't Know Us. It's one of my homemade in-house commercials. They don't know us. Yeah, that's what that's saying. They don't know us. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. People don't want to accept that shit. They want to pretend that that's not real. They don't. They see Nancy Pelosi. They see Nancy Pelosi like, damn. This woman stood in front of her 20,000 apiece apiece freezers and refrigerators and complained about or bragged about her ice cream selections. And she thought that made her relatable to you. That's how out of touch she is. She doesn't even know she's out of touch. You got to be really far out of touch not to know that you're out of touch. Like you just show up in a $20,000 suit to the kids' soccer game. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? What's wrong? What? Is this what everyone wears when they go to the kids' soccer practice? That's how they show up. Because they don't even know they're out of touch. They don't even know they're in the bubble. They don't even know that they're unrelatable to us and that, but we want to relate to them because we are infected with the capitalist, the mindset. We're infected with it. We actually think that makes them good people. Or something. Good people do good things. That's good. Good people do good things, Justin. So, on this show, this is a blue-collar show. I'm a blue-collar supporter. I fight for the working people, the people that live paycheck to paycheck, the people that are middle class, below middle class, trying to get to middle class, people that work for a living. If you stop working today and you can only last about a month, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. You think I don't take more time off because I don't want to take time off? Because I just love it so much I could never take time off with the fam? I've never taken more than a week off since I've been doing this, and it's been like 10 years? You think that's my choice, Johnson? How many people are in my same boat as me? Put a 1 up. If you can't take more than a week off without there being some serious financial repercussions, put a 1 in the chat. Now, I want you to think about some other people that you admire and just what that means. That they can't relate to that. I'm not saying it makes them a bad person, but how much do they understand your struggle? You don't think that dictates or that has a bearing on how they look at things like reparations, black agenda, hell, health care, student loan debt? They're good. What part of they're doing well and you ain't doing so well are we not getting? I'm just saying, man, we need a reality check. We need one bad, Johnson. We need one bad. We need a reality check on what's up. We are forgetting what's going on. We're not living in a real world with our shit, man. It's sad, man. I'm going to give you that reality check because if we don't wake up and we don't start holding people accountable and we don't recognize nonsense when it's there, we know what I'm saying, then we ain't got a shot at all, Johnson. We are screwed. We're irredeemably screwed. Like there's no way to get out of this if we can't recognize the problems. One of the problems is we got wrong leadership. Wrong leadership. You know what I'm saying? So got a couple things I'm going to hit on, man. Cut the check. Oh, man, I heard Obama. He tested positive for the 19. Who heard this? He tested positive for the 19, Johnson. But don't worry. He's got the best doctors that money don't need to buy because he's got that. Get the best care. He said all he had was an itchy throat. That's it. That's it. It's fine. Just thought I'd let you know. Yo, hey, let you know. Hey, Sasha, Malia, Michelle, I'm good. Obama good. But you know, they making fun of that right now. They're like, this guy, you know, he's got every shot, and he still got sick. So that's a Fox News talking point right now, Johnson. Like, oh, you got sick, Johnson? You caught it? See? Yeah. I don't think Godfather Pizza Dude took the shots. He's not here. See? So we compare apples to oranges all the time, you know? That's what we do. Wow. So let's get going. Let's get on to something. I don't wish anybody illness. Just because your politics sucks. Just because your politics sucks doesn't mean I wish you bad. I don't wish you bad, Johnson. I'm not that type of person. I'm not built that way. I don't. Now, there's certain people who, when bad things happen to them, I won't cry a river. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to pretend. Let's not pretend I'm a saint, because I'm not a saint. Never professed to be one. I won't claim it. Sometimes people, you know, life does what it does to all of us. So, you know, it is what it is. But I don't wish it upon anyone. And I remember 2007, man, having hope. Remember that? Anybody remember 2007? Having hope? It was stupid, wasn't it? But it was a moment of like, oh man, is it possible America's going to be better than America's been? Is it possible we're going to elect this black guy and changes are happening? It's like, this going to be... And all that really happened was we elected the black guy. That's it. But more was supposed to happen after that. Damn, man, I remember that, man. Was that feeling? Remember that feeling, Johnson? Like, oh, possibility? Yeah, possibility. When he drank that damn Flint water, Johnson, Jesus Christ. Oh man, Obama, when he drank that Flint water, when he did so many things, man. Pull your pants up, Pookie. President telling people to pull their pants up. People got real problems. He made it seem like it was all our own fault. When black people's problems are all their own fault. Never said that to white people, though. It's like they always know who to go after. You know what I'm saying? The most powerful person in the world, so would say, went after black people. Would not go after American white folks. He didn't tell white people to stop driving pickup trucks. He didn't tell them to, you know, stop complaining about the Bible or, you know, he didn't say, you know. But black people, put your pants up, Pookie. Put your pants up. Looks like the only thing he got right, unequivocally, we all can agree on, is when he said that Kanye West was an asshole. Sounds like he got that right. Yeah, he was dead on the money on that shit. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it. But that brother, man, that brother. Damn. I mean, hey man, nobody wants their wife, their ex is ex. That's why it's an ex. You know? Ex, that's none of your business anymore. Willie D put out a video today. And I remember when I used to watch certain videos, I would only watch so much of the video. Yeah, man, I used to be like, I don't want to watch this whole video because, you know, what am I doing giving them all my viewership? Don't be like that. Don't be like that. I used to be that way. don't want to watch the entire video or something because people are going to make money off of it. You don't like them or you don't know them. Yeah, you don't know them. I want to win too. Yeah, help people out. Help. It's not that they need it. It's not that Willie D needs my viewership. He's doing very well. But he did a, I like this clip he did about Kanye West and Dale Hughley thing, right? This is thing going on. If you don't know about this, all I'm going to tell you is that Dale Hughley went on a show called Vlad TV. He made some comments that Vlad asked him about Kanye West. He made comments about Kanye West and Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. And the only point I want to make out of this, that I want to bring up, because I didn't watch the whole thing, was DL says, you know, what Kanye West is doing is wrong. You don't stalk a guy or your ex. You know, it's weird. It's creepy shit. And if that was your daughter being stalked by their ex-husband, you'd be a little upset about it. And that was like a way to reframe this, like, because I think most people are not looking at situations as if that was my daughter. Well, I would, you know. We looking at it like stars and celebrities, but you know, it's real people lives. You know, I've got a daughter, you know. I want anybody, you know, they break up, they get divorced, and you're still, you know, in their business about who they date. Like, you know, date who you want, they date who they, that's what divorces mean. Anyway, Willie D was pointing out, you know, if Kanye West was just a regular guy, wouldn't nobody be defending this shit. They'd be like, dog, you're a stalker. Go sit down, stalker, dude. Because he's Kanye West, people give him a pass. I'm just saying, you know. No means no. And divorce means go. Peace out. The LL Cool J, peace out joint. You know what I'm saying? LL joint. Oh, man. So, like I said, there's not too much going on. There's a couple things, though. I was watching something Dave Chappelle put out, and he was talking about, you remember that one equanimity? Dave Chappelle's equanimity. Everyone talks about the closure. Remember equanimity when he was talking about poor white people? And those poor white people who thought Trump was going to fight for him? He said, you dumb mother, he's not going to fight for you. He's going to fight for me. He's fighting for me. Because he's rich. You are poor. That's it. You are poor. He's not fighting for you. He's fighting for me. And like, that was hilarious. But yo, you know, like Dave Chappelle, he voted for Andrew Yang. Because like he goes on, he talks about voting for Hillary, you know. But he endorsed Andrew Yang, Johnson. So he's just a person, Johnson. That's something I would have done. That's something I would have done. Like, everybody goes, UBI, UBI. But he had a lot of other weird shit, too. He had no UBI. MLK talked about that. He also talked about jobs, too. A jobs guarantee program. MLK. I get one thing. MLK talked about that. Well, you can't criticize UBI. Yeah, I can criticize UBI, your version of UBI, when your version of UBI means a well-to-do family of 4 with a husband and wife making $100,000 each with 2 kids gets more UBI than a single mom with 3 kids. That's not a good UBI. And then the single mom with 3 kids no longer can get benefits from the state because they get the UBI. And the white couple that was doing well doesn't need them and never did get benefits from the state. And the whole rationale was we didn't want the rich, well-to-do family to have animosity towards the poor family. The single, you know. So, I disagree, Johnson. I disagree. And then people got mad. People, you know, because they had something in it for themselves. Because they were mostly young people supporting Andrew Yang who lived with their parents or just coming out or just in school or whatever, who are looking for and that's the thing, they're looking for a break, they're looking for some way to come up. Because times are hard, Johnson. So I get all that. I think sometimes we forget people are going through struggles. So there was a lot of brothers and sisters, man, of all colors, man, who were like, damn, if America did give a UBI, that would be some bomb shit. And they saw Andrew Yang as an opportunity to make that be a real thing. So I understand why they supported it. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, but he also had some ideas that were really... It's like he came up with it while he was smoking weed, you know what I'm saying, with his frat friends, just, you know. Hey, man, I got an idea. How about we go get some more nachos and we come up with a plan where everybody could go, I don't know, play freeze tag for free at the Astrodome. Yeah, it'll be good for the kids, get the kids together and families together. Like, he had weird ideas. But he seemed like a really nice guy when he was coming up with the weird ideas. So all I'm saying is, I like Dave Chappelle's comedy. Sometimes his politics, Bakari Sellers put out a tweet today. Oh, I'm sorry. The title of this show, I don't even remember, John. Oh, when Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. Okay. One last thing. This is kind of random. Bakari Sellers put out a tweet today. And I'm not dogging Bakari Sellers. I'm just reporting it. He said, not electing Hillary Clinton was one of the most consequential failures in our country's history. It fundamentally put our democracy in peril. He said not electing her put our democracy in peril. We're going to look back and say, why did we elect Hillary Clinton? What was wrong with us? I have a different take. I think, looking back, at some point people will say, why did it come down to Hillary Clinton and Trump? That's what I'm going to think. And how did you lose to Trump? There you go. Like, so, but see, you can't say that if you're a Democrat. You cannot say, how'd you lose to Trump? No political experience. Tarnished record. I mean, the guy took out an ad and said, kill these black guys who were found to be innocent. And he still won. He had been sued for discriminating on black tenants. And he still won. Maybe that's why he won. Yeah, that's probably why he won. I don't know, it just felt like Bakari's tweet seemed like he was saying those Democrats didn't work hard enough. How hard are you supposed to have to work? You know, for like, if someone's good at what they do, how hard are we supposed to work for? Like, no one has to work to sell weed. Yeah, because weed is good. To a lot of people. You know, you don't have to, like they say, you don't have to sell drugs. Drugs sell themselves. They know what Chris Rock said? Hillary should have sold herself. What kind of drug is Hillary when we got to sell it? Yeah, Democrats didn't sell it enough. It was just two people, basically. Oh, and Jill Stein. You know, I cannot believe. I mean, there's a lot of ways to frame it. If you believe that the downfall of American democracy was that Donald Trump was elected, I must submit to you that maybe we didn't have a democracy after all. I mean, if that's all it took, is one guy running. And maybe America was done with dynasties like Bush, Clinton. Maybe America just didn't want that. They also rejected Jeb Bush, remember? The Bush dynasty, they rejected his ass. There was even more of a legacy to reject. So, I don't know. It's like if you're a Democrat, man, you can't say anything. I guess if you're a Republican, you can't say anything either. You got to keep kissing Ronald Reagan's ass. You know? Guess that's what you got to do. Just Jesus Christ, man. It's like always putting it on voters. That the voters didn't. And look, recently I got into it too because I was like, we need to vote. I kind of been thinking about it like, I don't mean people are bad people if they don't vote. I just wish that people did vote or did direct actions or joined an organization or did something because I don't see us moving this thing at all unless we take some actions. I'm not saying voting does it all, but I think it's going to be something. We got to do something. We can't just go build a school or, let's make some movies. We got to do other stuff. Probably a little bit of everything, So anyway, that's it. So when keeping it real goes wrong, I put out a tweet. I think it was Friday or Saturday. Early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's because I'm up till 3 o'clock after my show. Up till 3 o'clock in the morning after my show. And I'm also I'm wired. Like, I'm up. I'm not at the end of my shows going, oh. Like, I'm up. I'm pumped up. I just did a show. So, I can't go to sleep. So I'm on Twitter. I'm tweeting. And I put out a tweet. And I said something to the effect that once upon a time I was pretty big on the left, but then I developed a condition called blackness. And I ain't been popular ever since. And people liked it. People liked the tweet. I didn't know. I went to sleep. I woke up the next day, like 600 people hit like. 50,000 people saw the tweet. I was like, wow, I did pretty good. I've had viral tweets before, but never like about myself. It's usually about a topic. So that was good to have that type of support. Of course, had people who said, that's not why I don't like you to black. It's not because of your blackness. It's not why I stopped following you. Yeah, I know why. It's because I support black issues like black agenda, reparations, qualified immunity, I just think it's like that's necessary. I think I was in a position to try to push to the left and progressives, which I see are the same thing. Some people say it's not. I think it is. Like, I don't think you can call yourself a leftist without being progressive. And I don't think you can call yourself progressive without being a leftist. So I think they're the same thing. But just because you want universal health care, and we all should want that, I need your help on these other issues that impact black people because we're a house on fire. I mean, don't get me wrong, the whole country's on fire, but it's on our level of the house. We're in the basement, and the fire's in the basement. So I'm saying, help us put some water down in the basement. And people say, well, help us upstairs. I'm like, well, we're on fire right now. That's how I see it. People disagree. Well, if you won't help us with Medicare for all, you're a bad person. Get the hell out. I've already been helping you with Medicare for all. What do you think I've been doing? For 4 years, all I was talking about was Medicare for all, student debt, qualified immunity. Like, that's all I talked about. But then when I brought on some professors, like Dr. Sandy Durrity, Dr. Derek Hamilton, Dr. Elwood Watson, Sean Rochester, when I started bringing on these professors, and they start opening my eyes to the plight of black people to a different extent, I said, well, damn, I got to fight for this because, shit, we're going away. It's more than just police. Yes, being shot by police. The sixth killer of black men under 30 is being shot by police. Now, I know for a fact, if the sixth killer of white men was tuna fish, America would have no problem with us saying we need to do something about tuna fish. But because the sixth killer of black men is police, and they love the police, nobody wants to hear it, and they say you're woke. Super woke. Hell, I even saw a clip where Denzel Washington was shitting on black people. I couldn't believe it, Johnson. Over the police. Well, you complain about the cops, huh? Yeah? You complain about the cops? Yeah? Like, damn, dog. You too? So I'm holding progressives accountable because I feel like I was in a position to hold them accountable. That I'm like, what good is being this large black entity on the left in America with a platform and not using it to fight for something you believe in? I'm not saying Medicare for all doesn't count. I'm not saying we don't need to get rid of student debt. Of course we do. That's why I've been fighting for it. That's why I've been bringing people on my show for the last 5-6 years about it. But we need to work on this other shit too, and I need your solidarity. And instead of solidarity, I got shit on. And when I wouldn't budge, when I went back down, when I said, I'm not going to do your thing unless you do our thing, if you don't change your party, your new party doesn't adopt my shit, if you don't get on on the side of black people, if you don't do that, movement for a white people's party, if you don't do that, fuck your party, if you don't do that, if you don't support black issues, progressives, and do so realistically, really with your black backbone, and say it with your chest. If you don't do that, I ain't got no time for you, and I'm not budging. I don't give a fuck where your rally is. I don't give a fuck where your protest is. If you can't fight for black people like you want to fight for all of us, because black people would fight for all of us. Black people have fought in every war in this country. Every war. We damn near freed ourselves. We fought for every war. We always fought. And all I'm saying is I need you to fight with me now. Fight for us. Fight with us. Let's form a solidarity. And the same motherfucker smeared me. So yeah, I feel a certain kind of way about that. Because I wasn't asking for more than I was given. That's all. I wanted some solidarity on this shit. You know, here's the thing, guys. Here's the part that gets me, man. It's not that black people don't care about climate change. Black people care about climate change. We have to. We live outdoors more than you do. We care about climate change. With 14% of the population and 50% of the homeless population, I'll tell you about climate change. We're living out in the elements. But what you don't understand is the first way to combat climate change is to go in-house. Go in the house. Have a house. Be housed. How do you get housed? Money. Money. Direct policies that impact black people to get us off the streets. 4 times the rate of white people. And you're going, what's wrong? Us. It's like a total disconnection. I don't see a lot of people talking this way on the so-called left. Then I realized if I went away, ain't nobody else gonna feel it and talk about it because they are getting money and getting support from other bigger white progressives and they can't buck the system. So if I go away and just go black all day and don't even engage the white progressive community, then no one's gonna fill the void. I mean, it's been a year. Who's filled the void? Who's really saying it with their chest? How you gonna, so I'm still doing it. But don't tell us we don't care about climate change. We are living in the climate. So these are things, man, that I'm concerned about. That's what the tweet was about. And I want to thank everybody who supported it, who got behind it, who said, wow, this guy's, yeah, okay, I remember that. People that start rethinking the smear tactics that we used. I talk a lot on this show. I'm not even for a second offering violence towards an individual as part of a solution. So anyway, we're just total disconnection about what's happening. You know, so working class is where we at. Some would call it, but my brother John C. said the hurting class. I think it was John C. It's been a minute. Working class and the hurting class. You know, we start looking at these things for what they are, man. So I said, okay, this is where we are. We want some real change. How we gonna get real change? We all want the same thing, I think. I think we do. I hope we do. Should we, you know, do we really need to attack each other because we got different ways to go about it? That's all I'm saying, you know. So I think we shouldn't. But we can voice our difference of opinion. But also, I want to make this clear, man, because a couple people said a couple things. I want to clear this up for you. I'm tired of Twitter fingers. Let me say this to you. When I say blackness, I don't mean black color of skin. One of the greatest fighters for black people was John Brown, and he was that black. He was willing to pay the ultimate price. He's not the only one. I covered the story of an activist, a white activist in the 50s, who purchased a house for a black couple in the Deep South, totally against the Jim Crow rules. He bought the house and gave it to the black couple. And they they got the house from him. Totally against the law. In the deed, it says no blacks can own this property. He went to jail. He was sentenced to 10 years for, get this, rebelling against the state. Called him a terrorist because he bought a home for him and his wife, purchased a home, as white people, purchased a home for a black couple. Not only did they take him to jail, but they burnt crosses on the line, threw rocks through the windows, and when that didn't work, they burnt it down and bombed that shit. I covered it on this show. So blackness, and that brother was a white brother, him and his wife, both white, a white couple. And they were black as hell. Blackness. But don't tell me you black as you fight for blackness, you fight for black issues, unless you are risking money, career, or your life. Yeah, you gotta be risking something. If you ain't risking anything, how do we know it's real? If you're not losing money, I lost money. If you're not risking your career, where have you seen 10 blackheads since I did this? Just here, huh? Used to be a lot more places than just here, Johnson. Unless you're willing to risk your life, your career, or your money, or sacrifice any of those things, you ain't really fighting, Johnson. I know you think you're fighting, but if you ain't doing that, you ain't fighting. You ain't fighting, Johnson. Nope. That's what fighting looks like. Looks like less money in your bank account. Actual less money being made. It looks like career options go away. Actually losing opportunity. Risking life. Arrest. Actually breathing. No pulse. Dead. Like that type shit. Unless it's those things, I mean, I hear you talking. I hear you. A lot of people are activists once they're no longer in a position where it costs them any money. Yeah, everyone talks after the job's gone. Yeah, after they no longer work at the place. Look at Obama. He got radical once he came out of office. Well, I guess I could have did things different. white supremacy. Shut up. No, don't you say that shit. You were the guy for 8 years. And when it was your turn to stand up for us, it was like, well, put your pants up. Come on now, put some soft shoes on. Get to marching. Write me some legislation. Get involved. Could have went in there with the pen like Trump. See, I know now, when Trump came in and started using that damn pen, exposed them all. All of them who did not use that pen, fuck them. Because you say now the democracy is in peril. Why? Because Trump went in and used his pen. You could have used your pen. People become activists after they're no longer able to be active. I like whistleblowers when they actually have whistles. Can't blow a whistle once you handed in your whistle. Motherfuckers out here. When you had the whistle, having the whistle means you were employed at the place, working for motherfuckers in a certain capacity. That's when it's time to blow the whistle. Motherfuckers blow the whistle with no whistle after they got fired, still talking. Still want credit for blowing the whistle. And it works too. Because ain't nobody telling the real shit. No one saying, hold on. Cut the shit, Johnson. Cut the shit. When you had the job, you was quiet to the motherfucker. I'm just saying, you had the job, you was quiet. Career, money, life. That's it. You ain't risking that, shut up. Shut the fuck up, because that's what it is. That's what it is, Johnson. Mrs. Black knows Mr. Black brings home less money because Mr. Black talks about this shit. And he don't have to. And no law says I have to. I know some people will be upset, but don't nobody make me do shit. It's my choice. And you ain't a friend if you don't want for your friend what you want for yourselves. We love you, Tim. I really like you, Tim. Hook a brother up with an opportunity. Okay, do that. So I get it. Just know, I'm not even mad at you. Just know, like you guys, you know what I'm talking about. When it's time to move, and you need some people to help you move your shit, that's when you find out who your friends are. Right? Isn't that when you find out who your friends are? When they got to do when you need them to do some shit when there's no benefit for them, other than doing the thing, right? That's an inconvenience that requires work on their part or costs them something, time or money. That's when we know who our friends are. We don't know before then. Hey man, whenever you need me, you know I'm gonna be there. Then when it's time for you to need them, they're not there. Now, when that happens, we have to accept it for what it is. I'm not saying they're not your friend no more, or you should kick it with them, but you gotta kind of take note. Like, you can't just be dumb and be like, well, there's excuses for... So what I'm saying is there's a disconnection, man. So I want to continue because I still have some capital. Not with all. But still have some capital with progressives. I want to continue to push the issue. Because I believe it's going to take more than just a few people. It's going to take a lot of people to get any type of change. That'll lead to tangible results. And I know it's not problem. Like, it's not, I know it's going to be difficult. I know that I can't guarantee it. But I can guarantee if we do nothing, they're not going to change. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You don't go for no walks. I can't just wish the 20 pounds away, the 40 pounds, whatever. I got to work on it. So if I do nothing but thinking thoughts, I'm still going to be a fat motherfucker. So what I'm saying is, you're skipping the ice cream and going for a walk. 3-4 times a week might help. And I'm not saying it's everything. I'm not saying it's a P90X class. I'm saying it helps. Switch gears real quick, guys, because I got to address this. And I love you. And I'm not naming names. I'm not going to name names. I don't want beef with people. Beef is tired. I'm too old to be beefing with people. Arguing about a grown woman or a grown man's position on a topic that's just their opinion. At the end of the day, it's their opinion. Oh, we can all take numbers and take data or take elements and make up arguments. However we want to make the argument. There were a couple people who saw Jussie Smollett's sentence a different way. They saw it differently. They saw it as Jussie Smollett, that Jussie was railroaded. He was treated unfairly by the criminal justice system. He should not have received 150 days in jail. To think he deserved that means you are off base, you're not paying attention, something's wrong with you. Look, I'm the first one to admit there are inequities in our criminal justice system. I'll admit that. I talk about that. But typically when I talk about it, I'm talking about everyday working people. I'm not talking about Hollywood stars. I'm not talking about recording artists. I'm not talking about politicians, notable politicians. I'm talking about working people that no one knows, non-famous people. If you can pick up the phone and call Obama, you ain't a regular mofo. Don't tell me a guy can pick up the phone and call Obama or Kamala Harris is the same, gets treated the same as I would or you would. That's what you're telling me. And at the end of the day, I agree with you. Maybe it was a little more than I expected them to do. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I looked a whole lot. I could not find I could not find an identical situation where a first-time offender with no history of record of any crime whatsoever lied, was guilty of 5 counts of disorderly conduct, lied to police, doing an investigation, all this shit, that reached the level of notoriety as this case. And yes, it became political because he said to people that had the MAGA hats on. How can you say, oh, it's just politics that Jussie went through all this shit? If he's the one that said that people were wearing MAGA hats, he made it political. He did that. The story was political from the door because he made it political. He made it LGBT versus Trumpers. He made it black versus Trumper because he said it was a hate crime. They put a rope around his neck like they were lynching him. Now, if that's not political, what is? We can't then say, well, the judge is political. I mean, we can't say it. Both things can exist. Maybe they are influenced politically. I agree. People are influenced. I don't care who they are. Nobody's 100% unbiased. Okay? Okay, fair enough. But let's not pretend that this wasn't... I think if Jussie Smollett was a regular person, he would have admitted he was lying 2.5 years ago. And this thing would have went away immediately. No one would have known all about it. People would have talked about it, would have been a blurb on the corner section of a blog website that one paid attention to. It was because of who he was that made this a big deal. Fuck, they were presidential candidates talking about this. In my video, we got Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, everybody talking about it. Pete Buttigieg. Everybody was talking about this shit. Cory Booker. Everyone talking about it. I didn't even look up everywhere. There was so many people that were running at the time. It was like 15 candidates. They all talked about it. They were all asked about it. It was everywhere. So you'd be like, well, why did it make this political? It was political. It was during election time. Some people say that's why it happened. Some people say, Tim, you're missing the point. This was a political, this was a little strategy. This was a, you know what I'm saying? They got theories out there. They don't have evidence, but they got theories. I can't even say they're wrong. I don't know if they're wrong. What I'm saying, though, is, are you really telling me that 5 months is too much time to be in jail? People are in jail for less shit. Everyone keeps saying, what about January 6th? What about it? I covered that shit. There are people in jail for January 6th actions who didn't even go to the Capitol. So hold on a second. There are some people in jail for a long amount of time, some people for a little bit of time. Some people got a slap on the wrist. A lot of the people that got a slap on the wrist, they lied or they did whatever, but they admitted they were wrong and they begged for that shit. Jussie has been lying for 3 years. He lied during sentencing. But people are we're supposed to, what? And this is just my opinion. I just think the Assange brothers or whatever, dog, we got them in the Uber. The night of the issue. What are they doing there? Why are they there? Why did they take an Uber to that location? If it's not Sage Johnson. Why do we have them on a camera running down the street 20 minutes after this thing supposedly happened? Why are those two guys in downtown Chicago at that time of night doing Arctic bleed, polar, whatever? What are they doing there? Too much coincidence. Oh, so you still want to cling to hope? Arctic vortex, polar vortex, one of those. But back to my thing, so there are people saying, no, Tim, you're missing the boat here. Racism. Homophobia. Yeah, those are real things. Those are real things, and I agree with you. And I'm not saying that didn't play a part. It always plays a part. Always plays a part in everything. I get it. I talk about that all the time. Here goes something you're not considering. If Jussie Smollett was a white guy who said BLM, grabbed him up, tried to rob him or gank him, I don't know what you call it, tried to drill him, I don't know. And then we found out there was no Black Lives Matter wearing BLM hats, who put suntan lotion on his, I don't know, poured Hennessy over his head or something, called him racial slurs, and then we found out that wasn't the case. Would you be okay with just 150 days? Or would you be like, hey, thanks to them being too light on him, white supremacy? I know it's not the same thing. I know that. But this is the way I think. And look, I'll admit I'm biased. I don't like people using lynching. It's a come-up. That's how I see it. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's how I see it. I feel like this guy used lynching, something I covered, as a way to do something for himself. I don't think that was done to help everybody else. I think this was done to help himself. It's a personal. It's a come-up. Not all of us come up, his come up. So that leaves me feeling a certain kind of way about it. But see, I'm a commentator. I'm okay. It's okay if I'm biased, as long as I admit that bias. As long as I admit it. I'm not on the jury. I'm not deciding its fate. I'm just talking about it. So I don't have to be unbiased in my assessment of the situation. I don't think he should go to jail for 100 years or even a year. I don't think so. I expected him to get 90 days. I expected 90 days, Johnson. Some people are going after Kim Foxx. I don't agree with people going after Kim Foxx. I lift up Kim Foxx. She does some things I respect. You know? Like expunging records of people with simple possession of drugs. It's a good idea. Instead of making them file to get their records sanitized, she's like, we should just automatically Remove them, man. We already legalized marijuana. Why people gotta fight to get their records cleaned? 30 grams or less, done. She looks at drug use as a health issue. That she doesn't criminalize it. I like that. If she'd gave Jussie a couple weeks in jail or a month in jail, it would have saved him 4 months. I get it. But they had to think about it. So yeah, there's a vindictive nature to this. But it did not have to happen. This was a voluntary situation. None of us should have been talking about it because it never should have happened, because he never should have done it. Period. I cover cases of people not doing shit who lose their lives, Johnson. We didn't do a damn thing except drive while black or walk while black or shop while black, okay? We got this guy creating this whole thing. So, yeah, maybe to me, 5 months don't seem like, oh God, that's, a little bit longer than I expected, but not the travesty of justice that some people are playing this up to be. I don't co-sign that, no. No. So, but like I said, with Bakari Sellers, with one of the biggest failings of our democracy is going to be the fact we did not elect Hillary Clinton. Not the fact that they shouldn't have ran her ass, her unlikable. Come on, as politicians go, she's not a beloved figure in politics. Obviously. One of the most polarizing figures in politics next to Trump. Maybe that's not the person to run against Trump. So here we are. So like we could come a different, we could come from different points of view on this. I just want to address it because I got people hit me up about it still. They still feel a certain kind of way about Jussie. If Jussie was Jussie, who said he got lynched by some BLM dudes, we'd be livid because we know what that could mean for folks. So it's not the same because black people by and large don't have that type of power. We can't, what can we do to them? We know what white people do when they get mad at us. The Tulsa Massacre comes to mind. There is no equivalent. There's no equivalent black burning of white towns, bombing white churches. There's no equivalent. There's no black, there's no Daquan roof. Okay? This doesn't exist. Which leads me to one other thing I want to talk about. Well, at least one other thing. If you make content, I'm not going to say you by name. Stop. I'm going to ask you to consider. Stop being a scumbag. Yeah, stop riding the red wave. Hey, I'm not riding the blue wave. I'm asking you to stop riding the red wave. Are there some teachers who probably go too far in their classrooms? Probably. Those individual teachers should be addressed. They don't own their classrooms. So, parents got a problem with individual teachers' curriculums? But what they're doing in Florida, come on, man. So, we told you about the Don't Say Gay, which is really the Parental Rights and Education Bill, right? They don't want kids, they don't want part of the curriculum to be anything to do with orientation or gender or anything like that. Okay. Ages K2 or 3. And then they say and age appropriate for all other grades. They don't say what that is. What is age appropriate? So now every parent gets to decide what age appropriate is. We don't have like a standard what's age appropriate. So what's age appropriate to some parent may be totally different than what's age appropriate for another parent. And now it's just like this. So here we go. First, let's talk about critical race theory, which is never taught in grade school. My kids were never taught critical race theory. But they said that's the thing. Even though we say it's not a thing, it just sounds, it's something that gets conservatives mad. It worked, okay? So they passed that law. You can't teach critical race theory, which was something that was not being taught anyway in grade school. Now it was, don't talk about gender, sex, okay. Now it's gone a step further. The Florida Senate voted Thursday to ban public schools and private businesses from teaching people to feel guilty for historical events committed by people of their race. Who's teaching? Is there a class called White People Feel Bad About Race class? Is there like there's a teacher with a curriculum, with a class study for students called, hey, all white people feel bad. Like, I don't think is that part of the curriculum? I don't think it is. So once again, they're making up stuff that resonates in the ears of some conservatives. It gets them riled up about something that I don't think you can do anyway. Like, my children go to public schools. My son's in public school. I've never heard of this class. Is it something different in Florida where they got teachers teaching classes with this type of curriculum? Well, the GOP-controlled state Senate by a vote of 24-15 prohibits the instruction that says certain races and sexes are privileged or oppressed. That they're privileged or oppressed. See, now, here we go. At the end of the day, they want to pretend that what's happening to black people ain't what's happening to black people. It's like Obama said, put your pants up. Get to work. What's wrong? I made it. You can make it. You can all be president, just like me. See? That's all you got to do. Come on, Sasha, tell them. All you got to do. Have a dad like Obama. That's all you got to do. Have a white mom. Have an African dad you only met twice. Live in Hawaii. And go to Harvard. Be the Harvard Law Review. Yeah. That's all you got to do. Anybody can do that. I did it. Everyone can do it. Why can't everyone else do it? If I did it, everyone could do what I did. Everyone could be president. Come on now. So this bill, the goal is you can't make a person feel discomfort. When I first heard about the Holocaust, I felt discomfort. And I'm black. And when I first learned about the Holocaust, I felt discomfort. So now, I could sue the school? Actually, I didn't even learn it in school. I watched like a miniseries. So sad miniseries. Can't remember the name of it, but it was like back in the 90s. Came on like regular TV. So anyway, if you talk about a historical event such as Jim Crow, internment camps of Japanese Americans, or the Stonewall riots, people might start to feel bad for the gays, or the blacks, or the Japanese. And if they start to feel bad, they may feel discomfort. If they feel discomfort, This is part of the Woke Act, Stop the Wrongs to Our Kids and Employees Act. This is what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida. And why is he doing it? Because he saw it work so well for Trump. So though I disagree with Bakari Sellers that the blame is the voters who didn't make sure Hillary won, I think the blame is that Hillary was the option next to Trump, who ends up spawning off, breaking off, and creating people like Ron DeSantis, Bobart, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Those types of people spawned from Donald Trump. And I think that was too much of a risk to run this person who's high in favorables against Donald Trump. Who knows how to work the media? Who knows how to speak to a crowd? Who knows how to rile up people? That Hillary does not know how to, never knew how to do, has never been good at doing, ever. Her slogan was, I'm with her. Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it, as Make America Great Again. One is aspirational. The other one's about her. So what's going on in Florida? It's spreading across the country. The problem, when we talk about race on this channel, we talk about systemic racism. Don't get me wrong. Occasionally, I will talk about a particular individual who has displayed certain racial polarizing actions or leanings or whatever. We will talk about that. But for the most part, when we talk about race, we're not talking about one-offs. We're not talking about what one person said to another person. We're talking about systemic issues. We're talking about owning less than 2% of the land and being 14% of the population. We're talking about shit like that. Infant mortality rates along racial lines. So I don't want that to make people feel bad about themselves. I want people to feel bad about the system and want to change the system. I don't want white people to want to change the color of their skin. I want to change the system and use their power, their brain power, their voting power, and their sway to make differences in that. That's all. To fight back against that shit. But that doesn't mean want people not to be who they are. Your power isn't who you are. If you say, oh, well, once you feel bad about being white, how would that help? That's stupid. Use that whiteness, which is part of this system, gives you considerable more power. Use that to combat the problem. Like John Brown. Use that shit. I mean, there are a lot of people that died alongside John Brown. A lot of blacks. They just killed them all. We don't even know the names of all the black people they killed. You get what I'm saying? That uprising, there were a lot of black people killed. We know the names of John Brown and his sons. So we need you to use that power. That's all. Because you have that power. It's not your fault that cops look at white people a certain way when they pull them over and look at black people another way. It's systemic of our system. It's baked into the cake of Americana. People spent millions of dollars and hundreds of years to make you feel that way. It's not an accident people feel the way they feel. It's not an accident that there's discrimination. It's an intentional, device, mechanism that was implanted, that was developed. It was so good that the Nazis came and said, wow, we need to use this over here in Germany. Hey, how did you do that? You so disenfranchised black people that white people don't even feel bad when they kill them. Hey, how did you do that? And they took it and learned it from us. Same thing with apartheid. The white South Africans looked at what America was doing to black people and said, wow, we are horrible to our blacks, but wow, you have it down. You have a science Can we borrow your best and brightest? Can we like to learn how you do this? That's how good America is at this. It's a country. Institutionally. So when we say we need to change it, modify it, we need to end it, we need help. Because I know I'm loud, and some people will say I'm charismatic at times. Some people will say I got a good sense of humor at times. But I know I can't change this shit on my own. That I know. I admit that. I know damn well that ain't going to happen. So we just signing up people to get involved. That's all. We're also working on a tour this spring. And me and Mrs. Black, we're working on it. We're going to get out. I'm going to go to States because I enjoy doing shit live. Not just this type of live, where I actually can see you without looking over here at the screen. I want to see you, be able to interact with you. That's what a real live show. So that's what we're looking to do. So I hope you sign up with us, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack, be influential about where we go. Because honestly, there's certain states and cities that there are more Wolfpack members in than others. So we want input from those people in the Tim Black community about where we should go and what would be the best locations. So, because we're looking forward to doing that, Josh. Damn. Someone brought up about... So anyway, guys, look, tomorrow, phone lines open on this show. It ain't just going to be me talking, running my mouth about issues. We're going to have people call in, and I don't know if you noticed it now, but we have a good time with that. We got a lot of great calls to call into the show who put it down, Johnson. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. And that's it, pretty much. Let's check out some comments. We got people in the comment section. Will, still here, Johnson. What's up, Will? Bon Ivers in the house. Major Davis in the house. Tony G said, maybe it was a bad idea for Obama to have a birthday without COVID restrictions in place. Yeah, maybe he should have done it a different way. Maybe he should have went the other way with that. I don't know if that's what caused it. Just saying. I'm just saying, maybe he should have went another way. Yeah. All right, guys, that's all I got. Much love to you. Tim Black's Wolfpack in the house. Thank you for my moderators. Who's moderating? We got a moderator in the house. I see Craig. I see Side of the Times. I see Keith Weston and Side of the Times in the house. Thank you. Newbie and Kippo. Nestor Gonzalez. My brother. Katrina. What up? Cheryl Van. What's up, sister? Gar Wolf. Shogun. Susan. If I don't shout you out, please don't take it personal. I'm random at best with the shout-out shots. You know what I'm saying? I'm random. It's not intentional. Sophia! Oh, Lord. But, yeah. Tony D! So anyway, guys, great show, great opportunity. Be here tomorrow for the Tim Black Show. Once again, I appreciate y'all. Be safe. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Remember, cut the chat. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. We're going to fight the power together as one. All right, Johnsons. I'll see you tomorrow. Wolfpack. That thing ain't working. Damn thing ain't working. It's not working, Johnson.